Very warm welcome to our GrindingHub Preview 2026. So great to have you here with us today. My name is Oliver Zürus. I'm Head of Communications at VDW, and I'm the host of the GrindingHub. So I am going to guide you through the day, through the event. In the next 2 hours to come, we will give you a first preview on what to expect. The event will be translated into English and into German, so you can switch the channel, select whatever channel you want, and also listen to the simultaneous interpretation. So this is what we got on our agenda today. We are going to start with the keynotes, and we will have a Q&A session, and then you can ask our speakers any question that you want. Then we've got this second part, which is the elevator pitches. Every exhibitor has 3 minutes to present themselves, and then we've got a networking session prepared for you. We're going to start right away with our keynotes, and our first speaker is Dr. Markus Hering. Very warm welcome. He's the Executive Director of VDW, and he's also the host of our event today, the organizer of our event. Thank you very much, Mr. Zürus. Very warm welcome. I am so happy to be able to welcome you to the GrindingHub Preview 2026. In 2 months from now, 5th of May, we will open the GrindingHub in Stuttgart and the trade show will begin. I am convinced that the trade show comes exactly at the right time. Although at the moment we are facing a very difficult market environment, our main problem is the big insecurities at the markets, be it geopolitical, or in terms of energy prices, rising energy prices. This is what we're facing at the moment, and also insecurities as regards our technological future and also the skilled workers of the future, young talents. So many open questions. And this leads to a number of insecurities. And the consequence is that companies don't invest. They try to save their money, and the industry is stagnating and doesn't further develop. That's the consequence of these insecurities. But in the grinding industry, we are experiencing an innovative trend. It is a very innovative industry, state of the art from a technological point of view. And grinding is no niche technology. It is a final step, a key technology. It's about precision, quality, efficiency, and turning it into modern technology, modern industrial applications. In our industry, whether we talk about combustion engines or e-mobility in aerospace or also in mechanical engineering, we supply them with tools for any kind of application. Grinding machines are needed everywhere. So let's have a look at the figures, at the facts and figures. How did the industry develop? As you can see, for German manufacturers and German suppliers, you see the most important figures here. In magenta, you see the export figures, and in gray, the import figures. And if you take a look at the recent years, in 2021, of course, we were hit by the COVID crisis, but in 2025, we see a significant decrease in our business, and that is mainly due to the insecurities and volatilities at the market. If we now take a look at our most important export markets, we see China, which has long been the most important export market. The figures for 2024 in gray compared with the 2025 figures, steep decrease or significant decrease, and the same goes for the United States. This reflects the problems that we have at international markets with trade trade barriers and protectionist markets, but we also see these problems at other markets, which are growth markets for us. India, also a decrease, and we see constant stable markets in Europe, for example, Italy, and we also see the development in France and Switzerland. Let's have a look at the supplier markets, at the import market. Switzerland is the most important supplier market for us. Almost stable, almost the same compared to previous year's level. Slight decline for the Czech Republic. But this is a mistake. It should be number three should be China. China increase growth in Italy as well, Japan, Thailand, also relatively stable, and also an increase for Spain. If we take a look at the total numbers, we see that the production value for 2025, and we haven't got all the figures yet. The last quarter, we're still waiting for the figures, so we had to estimate that, is slightly under 1 billion. So that's 14% less than in the previous years, in the same previous of the previous year. What we also saw in the figures was that the export was hit very hard, 24% less than compared with the previous year's level. And these figures show how difficult the market environment is. But this is only one part of it. At the same time, we see that our domestic market is growing, which is Germany, an increase of sales by 30% to 170 million. So this cannot compensate the export figures, but we see that the market is quite dynamic. And this is why we need a platform like the Grinding Hub is to provide the customers a point of orientation, to give them a platform for exchange, to talk about technologies, about trends, about current topics, to inform themselves. And we also offer business opportunities, business contacts to make this work. At this year's Grinding Hub, we've got more than 430 exhibitors. Most important country is Germany, followed by China, Switzerland, and Italy. In total, we've got 28 different countries represented at the trade show. Those figures, giving the current market environment, are not self-understood. I just told you about the figures. This is a clear signal of the trust. The exhibitors place in Grinding Hub and in us as hosts. So we are at the level we were 2 years ago. Some exhibitors will be added in the next weeks and days to come. We are receiving applications every day, but some exhibitors had to reduce their spaces, their areas. And in this year, we will have 3 halls, 7, 9, and 10, where our trade show will take place. So we did take out hall number 8, so we got full halls. And I just told you that the trade show comes exactly at the right time. It's an exciting environment. We want to help you prepare investments. We want to enable partnerships. And we also want to pave the way for our future, for the future of our industry, for technology, automation, digitization, AI will become more and more important. And we want to enable this business and want to make our future visible. And we know that trade shows have changed. The demand are further developing, and the visitors do not want to see products being presented. They want their problems to be solved. They want to be provided with solutions for their problems. So this is why we readjusted the Grinding Hub forum. So there will be the focus will be on detailed questions, on specific questions, and not on product pitches and presentation of products. Those will be practical examples, and we will provide people with a solution. This is our target. Our target is to create an added value for our visitors, for the participants. Plus, we are hosting co-creation workshops every day to make sure that the exhibitors get in touch with the visitors. Many exhibitors are working together with the audience, with the visitors, and try to solve a real live problem. So it's very well structured, and in the end, what will come out of it will be a concrete result. We want to make our trade show much more important for our visitors and more relevant, and we want to tap into the full potential of a trade show like that. The Grinding Hub Forum 2026 is a platform and not a presentation, pure presentation platform. It's about interaction, it's about dialogue instead of monologues. It's about interaction instead of demonstration of products, solutions instead of informing about products, community instead of individual exhibitions. So that's what our target is. So with this forum, Grinding Hub takes a step forward towards more relevance, more interaction, and measurable benefit for all people involved, be it visitors or exhibitors. What's extremely strong is the international participation. I just presented you with the figures. Besides Germany, our domestic market, our home market with more than 200 exhibitors, we have China, Switzerland, and Italy represented here. They are the most important exhibitor nations. To have Switzerland here playing such an important role is not a surprise for you, of course, because Switzerland is a very important market for production of grinding machines. And if we take a look at the development of the market, you just saw that my colleague, Mr. Bettler from Switzerland, will repeat this later. We are the most important export market for the colleagues from Switzerland. But you also saw that the figures for Switzerland remained at a stable level last year. Together with Swiss MEM, and the Grinding Pavilion Switzerland and small companies from Switzerland, we offer them a platform at our trade show in Stuttgart. And this highlights the importance of Grinding Hub. It's the international trade show with a clear focus on the European market, which is extremely important for us. But it is a market that we can handle very well and which is pretty stable compared to the other markets. But we are also further developing in other areas. We are taking the next step with the Grinding Hub Americas, which will take place in May of next year in Cincinnati. This is one step forward towards our visitors, towards our customers in the United States, and we are establishing the first and only trade show in North America dealing with the topic of grinding. Cincinnati, as a location, we've been discussing this for quite some time, is located at the heart of a central production cluster in the field of automotive and aerospace, especially. And Grinding Hub is brought even closer to the most important markets, closer to the users and the decision makers this way. Ladies and gentlemen, we are facing a very, very difficult market environment. We are facing numerous challenges, but also technological opportunities with the products of our manufacturers. And we really fought hard for our position in the global market. The grinding technology, the grinding industry is developing solutions that enhance quality and that solve problems. In the end, the user of this technology is more competitive than before. That's our target. With modern technology, we reduce costs and we are competitive at the international markets. And this is why I'm especially looking forward to the elevator pitches that we will have later. Our exhibitors will present them, and this gives you a better impression of the companies and of their innovations that they will present at the Grinding Hub in Stuttgart. I cordially invite you to visit us at the Grinding Hub. Be there from the 5th to the 8th of May in Stuttgart. Experience firsthand the innovative strength of the industry, vitality of the industry. Get enthusiastic and meet us in Stuttgart. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hering, for this very interesting insights. And now we are going to switch from the trade show to the location where the trade show will take place, which is Stuttgart. And Sebastian Esswein will tell us more about the location and also the international development of Grinding Hub. Mr. Esswein, the floor is yours. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for the first insights about Grinding Hub. I'm really looking forward to it. Very warm welcome to all the exhibitors and partners. My name is Sebastian Esswein. I'm responsible for all industrial trade shows at the trade show Stuttgart, and the Grinding Hub is part of my portfolio, as well as other trade shows as well that you might know. So we always like to use synergy effects. Dr. Herring just mentioned the whole topic of Grinding Hub Americas, and I would like to say a few words about that topic as well. I am so happy to be able to be part of this event right from the beginning. We started from scratch, and I am really looking forward that with Cincinnati we got a location which is very well suited for the reasons that Dr. Herring just mentioned. It's very important for me to say that the whole topic of Grinding Up Americas in the end is a result of the great network and the good cooperation. So the first impulse, Mr. Bledler, came from Switzerland, I think. We discussed this topic, this idea. We came up with a concept. And now we've made a lot of progress since then. And we were able to form a board with representatives from renowned companies, also many companies from Stuttgart. And I think the first board meeting last year showed that we've got very strong partners here, very strong group of companies who are supporting this project. You are you're invited to report about the Americas Grinding Hub, but the focus will be on Stuttgart first of all. But I'm looking forward to talking about this topic with you. If you got questions, feel free to ask me. So, despite the internationalization of all trade shows and ideas that we were confronted with, or that we are confronted with, our focus is still on Stuttgart, of course. So, the Stuttgart trade show, the whole area, which you can see here on this picture, in terms of infrastructure and logistics, for the exhibitors and for the visitors is very well equipped. So I would like to highlight that with the connection of hall 9, 10, and 7, we've got a subway station for all the visitors nearby. So it's very easy to reach the trade show. You can use the west entrance, and you might have read this in the newspaper that Stuttgart 21 will take a bit longer than planned, but I want to say that this is a topic which will help us to make progress in the future. It will be a quantum leap for the Stuttgart trade show. Just some figures that I just heard this week. From Ulm to Stuttgart, it will take only 27 minutes. From Friedrichshafen, only 90 minutes instead of 180 minutes. And you don't have to change trains. Those are direct connections, and from the main station, 6 instead of 36 minutes. So those are major advantages of this new connection once Stuttgart 21 will be finished. I'm very proud to work at a location with framework conditions like that, and which makes it so comfortable for the visitors to visit the Stuttgart trade show. Another side story I want to share with you. There will be a tunnel link from Böblingen, and for us, this is very interesting. So the connection to Zurich will be much shorter as well. So I don't have any exact figures, but it will be much shorter than it is today. So we are looking forward to the trade show in Stuttgart. We are there for you, and we are looking forward to the Grinding Hub 2026 in May. Stuttgart, the Stuttgart trade show area is right in the middle of the market. Baden-Württemberg is one of the most important industrial locations in Europe or within Europe, and will hopefully remain that. 1.5 million people are working in the industry here, and the added value is almost 30%. So in the industry, in mechanical engineering, automotive construction, electronic technology, we are leading. I do not have to go into detail with all the companies. Companies like Bosch, Daimler, Porsche. But on the other side, we've got companies that stand for innovative strength. And those are the companies that we need. So we are happy to have the trade show here in Stuttgart. So, some words about Stuttgart personally. I attend many other trade shows as well. So the trade show is one thing, but networking and evening events are the other side of the coin. And Stuttgart offers a variety of culinary diversity, culinary opportunities. And May is an ideal month. Beer gardens are going to open then. The sun will shine, and I am looking forward to welcoming you in Stuttgart. Maultaschen, stuffed noodles, lentils, spätzle. You can enjoy everything. You'll find everything. So I am looking forward to welcoming you. So thank you very much for your attention, and I am happy to meet you in Stuttgart pretty soon. Thank you very much, Mr. Eswein.
if we look at tooling and machinery for the grinding process, the Swiss service providers provide an important role. A high number of important manufacturers are coming from here. They're coming from our members. And in the past year, there were 2.4 billion Swiss francs in tooling industry exported from from Switzerland. However, the numbers are dwindling. It's a hard field. 1/5 of the tooling exports are grinding machines, and that shows how important this process is. So therefore, it just makes sense that we're trying and that we support the Grinding Hub wholeheartedly. For the last hub, more than 50 Swiss companies and brands presented themselves in Stuttgart. And we heard Dr. Hering that currently 56 companies already registered. And there are various people that are still interested in doing so. And as mentioned before, this year we will also have a grinding pavilion Switzerland for smaller companies that usually don't have the means for test rigs, for example, and it gives them a professional insight and they can just come and try. And then maybe next time they can be a full member. And it worked well last time already. We had a number of companies that had interesting technologies that we showcased, and they would not have come to Stuttgart otherwise. That's why we want to do that again. And so this is a focused platform for those respective technologies and companies. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have a good technology import ahead by Jörn Kilic, and we'll hear the pitches of the companies. And I heard that there are a few first-timers and a few premieres, and that'll be super interesting to hear. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you in Stuttgart. Thank you so much for that insight. Very interesting. And now we'll start with the technology insight. Björn Kilic will talk about the digital twin for grinding. And Mr. Kilic, we look forward to your presentation. Thank you. Let me share my presentation. Hello, everyone. From my side, my name is Björn Kilic. I am academic research fellow of the MTI at RWTH Aachen, and I will tell you something about the digital twin in grinding technology, and I will use the example of engine or jet engine components. A little bit of the background to statistics, the sales in German aerospace and aviation industry, and we see that it's going up, except for the pandemic. And then 2023, it was already on track before the crisis. And on the other side, we see greenhouse gases from different modes of transport. So, for example, airplanes have the highest greenhouse gas emissions regarding grams per passenger kilometer. And that's a combination of both and the requirement of the aviation industry to become more sustainable. All that requires solutions for optimization of processes and manufacturing processes if sales go up, but also using those jet engines just to be more sustainable in total. And in order to do so, the MTI, in cooperation with the Fraunhofer Institute, we have different focuses that we research in order to reach this goal. One is the manufacturing processes of safety critical engine components, and we want to propel them through digitization, but we also want to optimize, for example, fuel cell stacks so that we can scale that possibility. So I will focus on the left side now, iterative steps of jet engines. So the case, if we have an optimization or a further development of the critical components, for example, if you look at the left, the jet engine on the left, and there are high stringent requirements for higher bypass rates, requirements for the parts on the right are even more stringent because they're very critical in the entire system. So if we look at that stator and vane, there are different production methods. You do turning, you do grinding, you do rolling for the base of the stators. And if you have a further development, for example, with a higher bypass rates, then the requirements are even more stringent when it comes to materials and processes. In other words, manufacturing needs to be more precise and more efficient and reliable for those critical components. If you now look at the traditional manufacturing process, you have a defined set of parameters, and then you need to do iterations. And you need to try and see that at the end you have a certified process that's relevant for aviation. And we want to support that. So that was our motivation of that big production launch center aviation to support that process. And we want to do virtual tests and optimize that with data. And so we have different challenges that we look at, and I want to look at monitoring and control of the processes. And I want to compare that to the entire project. So we looked at features of processes with various manufacturing processes, and they will be researched modality and we'll do quantifications and uncertainties. And then we'll support that with a digital twin and monitoring and control of the surface integrity. And here the focus is on grinding, and in our case, the digital twin of the grinding process. So a brief definition of the digital twin and the different steps that are required. So we have the product that detects data, and then we save those data in a digital twin, but we receive information about the product as well. So the different steps are digital twin describes what is happening. Then there's a diagnosis, analysis, why it happens, and then a prediction made what will happen so that at the end of the day, we have that prediction. How do you act in order to reduce waste and to optimize the process? So this digital twin can then also be used in a broad range of applications. And I want to focus on monitoring and process optimization. So this is the target for grinding technology. We have our component and our machine, and we have different parameters that are set. And that's why we have those process parameters that we can set. Circumference, speed, whatever can be adjusted, and then it can be chosen for the process. Then we have different factors that we can add that influence the process. For example, materials, profiles, grinding profiles, rigidness, or also lubrication feed. This is part of the machine, but this is also a data set in the digital twin, and then we do the process. And within that process, we have temperature ranges, strengths, sound, oscillation, and so on and so forth that will be recorded and will give information. And then we can combine the two methods to have surface rigidity or right edging or the surface integrity and to be able to predict all that. And then do derivations and iterations for optimization. And I'll take surface roughness as an example. So what have we done? We saw all that data that is required and all the variations that is required. So we've done the project. We have our test rig on the left, and the green is temperature sensors and other sensors that and probes that we have used. We have used a different range of grinding discs, nickel-based alloys, electrochemically bonded, and you see the test rig that records forces as well. And we have a contact set up, and we have done tests with corundum discs as well because those are relevant for manufacturing jet engine components. And then you also see those profile dressing rollers and the workpiece profiles. So we had straight profiles, but we also had those Christmas tree profiles that were grinded. And then we had different strategies. This is the process over here. Loop grinding, deep grinding, grinding speed, everything was changed in order to have a major data set. And then we corrected parameters, and at the end, we had this test rig. And in the middle, you see the measuring device that I explained, and we emphasized we recorded temperatures at the surface with thermocouples, but also inside of the material with those wire probes. You see a measurement adapter in the middle, and that's how it was used to have an additional temperature measurement or probe here. So I want to focus on roughness in this case as well. And that's why I took the temperatures out in this example. But temperatures, of course, are considered and they are subject to further research. This is everything that was recorded in the process. Temperatures, as I mentioned, speed sensors, forces sensors, and sound sensors. Those were external probes. And then internally, we had the spindle performance, the axle position, and everything that was recorded. And then time synchronous LabVIEW software, it was saved and then later on evaluated. And so how can we monitor processes with that and optimize processes? So what is the framework condition that is set? So we defined boundary conditions. We have the geometry of the stator and the vanes. We have the blade materials and what are the requirements? The requirements of the surface, roughness, cracks, but what are the tolerances as well? And then we can adjust conditions such as selection, the grinding wheel, selecting which coolant, which lubricant, how do we supply the coolant and the lubricant, and all that also impacts the surface. And I can set the right parameter. And so the idea is based on these parameters that are set, we can do a first forecast. So we have our process parameters such as feed, grinding wheel speed, peripheral speed, radius, and then we can do an analysis. But you need to consider that those factors impact each other. So you can cover for that. And we have done that. So we have examined the interplay between the different parameters, and then we had a prediction for the roughness. So the two axes that we have on the y-axis, I have the measurement, and on the other axis, I have the forecasted range of the model. In other words, if I'm in the middle range, I have a very precise forecast of the roughness that I later on ground or grinded. And you can see that the model shows a quality, and some of them are outside of the range. And now you can ask yourselves why. That's why we further researched other impacts, such as nozzles, feed, speed of projection, but what grinding wheel is used, all that can impact the process. And as an example, the KSS angle with the KSS bar is shown, and you can see that there's a difference between the KSS pressure of 2 bar and the angle of 10 degrees can actually impact the roughness by zero point 0.5 micrometers. In other words, if you want to know more about the process, you need to know all the framework conditions to predict the surface roughness in more detail. But if we don't know that, then we can record data in the process and evaluate those data sets and then make predictions on those data sets. We have done that as well. And we have done that for all the different features. There are different methods, different libraries. For each component that we grinded, we had 21,000 components, and we chose 50 that best describe the process. And we showed them here. So for our analysis, we looked at frequencies and the spindle performance and the speed values, and they were very predictable. So in other words, those criteria with the models that we had based on the parameter set, we have a model that can replicate all the conditions and can also reflect KSS nozzles and everything. So we have a very precise model. So by combining the set parameter of the process and the previous tests, we were able to optimize the quality, and we were pretty much within the required range. So now we are able to predict the roughness very well. So now we can do a close loop. So we can see in the process if there are deviations, you can change something and set it and say in the beginning of the process, you can already see that the force is too high, for example. So I need to change the process in the very beginning. For example, increase the disk speed in order to reach my requirements and reduce waste and also improve it for the following process and also say what is required. And in addition, we can also apply that to other components. We have done it for the roughness, but we'll also predict temperatures and forces. So we also want to do tests of the wear and tear and all the other parameters. So we can model all those features, and then in a last step, we can apply that to batch production, series production, which we are already starting. The conclusion is with digital twins, you can already forecast your process, but you need to have as many framework conditions as possible. And in addition, the nozzle angle of lubricant is important, or the pressure of lubricant is important and has an impact on the processes. And we recorded the tests, and therefore you can also correct and improve the forecast. And in order to improve, we need more information on the machine and on the process. For example, back it up by calculations, the contact between grinding disk and material or component, and do further improvement. And then do a closed loop control system with a continuous feedback between process model and machine and further optimize the manufacturing process. So thank you so much for your attention. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much, Mr. Kilic. That was very interesting, very exciting. And we'll now close the keynote part. So now we'll start the second big round, the elevator pitches. And the elevator pitches give the exhibitors an opportunity to highlight their exhibition for the Grinding Hub 2026 in 3 minutes. So exactly 3 minutes. So I welcome Ingo Wolf of Vollmer Werke Maschinenbau GmbH, and he will start.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Precision is no longer an end in itself these days, and it determines whether tools can be used economically or not, facing the rising costs, high quality requirements, and also increasingly automated processes. My name is Ingo Wolf. I'm the head of marketing at Vollmer Group in Biberach. And what we perceive, our practical experience shows that these requirements cannot be met with a single technology today. Tools, so this is why Vollmer is a full line supplier. So we cover the entire spectrum of relevant machining technologies for tools. These include grinding, wire and disc erosion, and also laser machining. And also ultrasound has also been added to our portfolio just recently, but all these technologies are not treated in isolation, but are not treated in isolation, but we regard it or see it as a coordinated overall system with a clear goal of enabling safe and economical processes. At the end of the day, all of our technologies are always focused on the tool. Our customers are very, very diverse. They produce saw blades, small ones and big ones, but also rotation tools, rotary tools, for example, milling cutters and reamers of different dimensions, bigger ones, smaller ones, micro tools with 0.2 millimeters diameter. And also cutting materials are very diverse. They can be used for our machines. Just to name a few, PCD, PCBN, carbide, and ceramics are just a few of them. Our approach as full line supplier for each application is to provide the most efficient machining strategy and process reliability. We exhibit these products at the Grinding Hub, and we are going to show some of our most important machine solutions. For example, V-Laser 370 is a high-precision laser machining with extremely simple operation. The operation is very simple and very intuitive. And we've got a patented concept. So for machining, it only uses very, very few compensating movements while setting new standards of machining efficiency. We also got V-Grind Infinity Linear, which is our all-rounder in terms of grinding, from micro tools to bigger dimensions. And we also got the V-Hybrid 260, which is a combination of grinding and eroding in a single setup. And we've got new features here, such as groove polishing, eroding, and grinding of round chamfer, and also round eroding. And our customers have access to machining options that are unique on the market. And as I just saw the circular saws, as I just showed the machining of circular saws, we got CS8060 and CP650 to show. But not only hardware is important for us, but also the whole topic of software, digitization, and AI. So that is also very important for us. This is what we want to present you at the trade show. Many of our customers already know our digital customer portal, V-Portal, but we also got our Vollmer Smart Hub that we want to demonstrate. This is a central platform providing a process data, condition data. They are visualized, they are analyzed, and here we're also using AI. We've got the so-called Vollmer GPT, which is a chatbot that you can talk to. You can ask them questions. For example, show me a pie chart of the machine utilization of machine XYZ. And in just a few seconds, AI provides you with the pie chart. And this mix of technology, tools, hardware, and also the digitization is what we want to exhibit at the Grinding Hub. Thank you very much, Mr. Wolf. Now we got Timo Wies from Zoller. Very warm welcome, everyone. My name is Timo Wies. I come from Zoller, which is a technological company in Pleidelsheim, close to Stuttgart. We are a third generation German family business. Last year in September, we celebrated our 80th anniversary. In total, we got 800 employees. In Pleidelsheim, we've got 400. We are market leader for with measurable competencies and 100% made in Germany. Our Zoller solutions start with setting and measuring. We got tool management. That's what I'm responsible for in my area. That affects TMS, tool management, measuring and testing. Automation is a big topic for us. It's getting more and more important. Shrinking technology, tool mounting, and also balancing technology is also very important for us. I'm going to present the grinding technology at Solar at the Grinding Hub. What is that? It's a perfect combination of digital organization, transparent downtime control, and secure changing processes. What's our target? Our target of our grinding disk management of Solar is we want to reduce maintenance times and want to reduce scrap to zero and want to improve accuracy. So our target is anytime, whatever we want to know where the grinding disks are, how often they are being used, has it been approved? So we can eliminate operating mistakes and we ensure quality and end-to-end documentation. Complete documentation. You know exactly where the grinding disk is and who used it, and this speeds up our processes, and fitting times are also being reduced this time. So visit us at the Grinding Hub at our booth. We're looking forward to meeting you, and we can show you a lot. We got a lot to show you. So thank you very much for listening. And if you get questions, feel free to ask me anytime. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Wiest. Next is Barbara Hannapel from KSK.com. Hello, everyone. My name is Barbara Hannapel, and I'm a managing director of KS.com, and I've been working with and for customers from the grinding industry for many years. I know I represent a different company because you come from the field of technology and product manufacturers. I can present you our Grinder of the Year Young Talents competition. In 2024, we had this event for the first time at the Grinding Hub, this competition, and I am happy that we have a second round in 2026. So lack of technical expertise and skilled workers was still one of the biggest challenges the grinding industry is facing. We need young talents who are enthusiastic about these professions, and this is what we want to achieve with this competition. So the profession of a grinder should be more attractive, and we want to attract young people, young talents who still are not sure what to do in their professional life. We want to convince them and show them how exciting grinding can be, from programming to the processes. So we have the finale at the Grinding Hub, Hall 9, D45. Here, the finalists will present what their skills under trade show conditions. And the competition is supported by renowned partners in the industry. VDV is one of the most important of them. So they place a lot of trust in us. And one of our main sponsors is United Machining Solutions, one of the biggest machine tool manufacturers worldwide. So the competition machine comes from Walter Machine, mechanical engineer, machine building. So it's also part of that group. Helitronic Mini Plus is the machine that we are using with the software Helitronic 2 Studio. And also the measuring machine Helicheck Plus will be presented there and will be used there. Other strong partners support us along the entire process chain of tool grinding, PCS Precision Tools, and chipping GmbH, specialist for chipping and balancing technology, Ele Group, expert for hard metal rods and tool technology, Oilhill, which is a producer of high performance grinding oils, performance, which is one of the suppliers of grinding agents, and for Tomat for filtration systems and cool lubricants. all of these companies shows with their commitment that supporting young talents is a joint task, a joint challenge for the entire industry. And this is what the Grinder of the Year is so special for us. It not only shows a person or a product or a machine, but the entire process chain of tool grinding and the whole competence of that industry. So I'm looking forward to this competition. Feel free to visit us, meet the finalists, and also share our enthusiasm and the enthusiasm of these young talents. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Thank you very much. Next is Dr. Simon Graner from Walter Maschinenbau GmbH. I hope you can see me now. My name is Simon Graner. I am happy to meet you today. I'm head of marketing of Walter Maschinenbau GmbH. Walter Maschinenbau GmbH produces measuring tools and grinding tools and technologies of eroding machines and also laser processing of laser machining machines. I welcome you from our EMOS center in Tübingen, and our customers produce milling tools, drilling tools, and other tools. And they come from the medical industry, turbine industry, mechanical engineering. So we are part of the United Machining Solutions Group, together with Studer, for example. We are which is a big manufacturer from Switzerland. We've got many strong partners with 50 subsidiaries throughout the group. I've got 5,000 colleagues, and we are one of the biggest machine builders in the world. We would like to invite you to Hall 9, B50. Visit us at our stand. We prepared many highlights for you. Under United Machining Solutions, we are showing 7 exhibits, as you can see in the back, our Electronic Mini Plus, which also will be the competition machine and the grinder of the year for the young talents, as was just presented. 5 finalists will compete for the production of the best tool with our machine software, Electronic Plus software, and it will be live grinded, live programmed at the Electronic, and at the Helicheck Plus, we will have the live measuring as well. We have our new Vision Laser automated tool production, which you can see on the left side for networking our grinding and measuring machines with our small robot, and the Helicheck Nano for micro and nano areas, which is the ideal measuring tool, measuring machine. On Friday, the last day of the Grinding Hub, Phil Hollandworth will be at our stand. He's an influencer in tool grinding, and we've got a great live grinding event prepared for you. Before, during, and after the trade show, all partners are there for you. Our CEO, our product management, and also our software for expert articles, specialized articles they are ready for press interviews and also for other interviews. So feel free to contact me, and we are looking forward to explaining everything to you. We're looking forward to your visit in Hall 9B50. Thank you very much for this great insight. Next is Jürgen Weiters from DOPA GmbH. Very warm welcome, everyone. Thank you very much. Thanks to VDW for giving us the opportunity to present our company briefly. My name is Jürgen Weiters. I'm head of sales for machining and tools, and I'm responsible for machines and tools. I'm responsible for strategic market development and international customer support. Who's DOPA? DOPA is an international company based in Berlin. We are specialized in comprehensive solutions for grinding technology and polishing technologies, and also modern process landscapes. The company develops, manufactures, and integrates high-performance grinding tools and machines, and the associated auxiliaries, accessories, and operating materials, especially for machining hard and brittle materials such as glass and ceramics, for example, and also as well as demanding metal applications. So this results in a fully coordinated, complete solution that are seamlessly integrated and optimally, ideally tailored to the requirements of the respective manufacturing process. As a partner to the industry, DOPA combines in-depth process expertise with digital competence. So the company supports customers in process digitization and optimization, and also in automation, with the aim of sustainably increasing efficiency, quality, and cost effectiveness for our customers. That's what we want to do. The close integration of engineering, application technology, and also data analysis results in solutions that are precisely tailored to the respective production requirements. The customers benefit from measurable performance improvements and also stable processes and a future-proof technology. With its international orientation, a high innovative strength, and also practical consulting and support, Dopa sees itself as a long-term technology partner for companies that want to take their grinding and polishing processes to a new level of performance. As a trade show highlight, we want to present our latest generation of a double-side processing platform. DXM750 is the product name, as you can see behind me. This machine will be presented with all the other aggregates, for example, filtration tools, and also within automation, for automation and for automatic loading and unloading. We will exhibit a complete solution, a turnkey solution, and we are looking forward to meeting at Hall 10A21. And if you get questions beforehand or afterwards, feel free to contact me. Here you see the QR code that you can scan and you can use to ask questions. So get in touch with me. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in May. Thank you very much for this trade show highlight. Next is Ruby Liu from Top King Technology.
So, hello everyone, I will be sales representative from Tapping Technology Taiwan. Thanks for VDW to welcome us, and we would like to honor to be here. And because we specializing in researching, developing, and also designing the grinding machine about the cylindrical and also the centerless reading machine. What is our mission? That is making manufacturing simpler, more stable, and more efficient. I would like to talk about the Axis Cam. It represents a transition from traditional and the graphical. It is also talk about the reduced setup time and lower skill dependence and achieve the stable quality. And there are four main features. Number one, power by Siemens Simeric one. It's talk about feature graphical, conventional, can reduce intelligence to interface. And number two is talk about with the CAD and CAM integration can convert drawing into grading path. And number three is talking about the near mortal technology can ensure the high accuracy and stability. And number four is the cross-line design can save more floor space. And I would like to talk about X6 Cam. It is usually suitable for camshafts, and medical punches. And also the X6 Cam is serious focus on about the non-concentrate and simplifying about the complex programming will ensure the precision and also the stability. And I would like to share one real case with you. One of our eccentric customer is use eccentric features for years, and also because the demand precision increased. So the setup high is dependent on operation experience. And also because our conventional interface and high points measurement system, the setup time can high reducing and also the grinding starting points can be automatically determined. And optional features about the gap control and also the automatic grinding wheel balancer can enhance the safety and stability. So what is the result? That is less dependency, more stability, and more confidence. So we believe in the future, the grinding is not just only simpler and more accurate, but also can reducing the complexity of diverse operation and reach the stable about the production and easier than ever. So if you like to see the X6 Cam, we would like to invite you to visit GrindingHub about the booth hall 7, number F15. We would like to exchange the ideas with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alexander Groß of the VDW.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to give my talk in English as we are representing at this point not a company that actually makes machines, but we are presenting an initiative, and hopefully I will have a chance to share my presentation with you. That should work right now. So let me talk about CTD, which is a global standard for cutting tool data exchange between the grinding and the measuring machine for closed loop quality control. A lengthy title, but long story short, when you produce manufacturing tools such as mills or drills or other cutting tools, usually you have a closed loop quality assurance process between the grinding machine that actually grinds the tool and the measuring machine that, on the other hand, makes the quality control. And now, ideally, you want to feed back the quality information that you get out of the measuring machine into the grinding machine, so you can have an automatic adaptation and adjustment of the grinder to increase the quality of the products that you actually produce. This is not a really new thing because there has been a standard which has been known as GDX, Grinding Data Exchange. The issue with that old standard was that it lacked some further standardization and adaptation to the needs today, and also it did not define a unified interface how to actually exchange the data. And we solved two things. First of all, we is a group of international partners that supplies both tool grinding machines, measurement machines, that does software and research in that area, and of course the users, in the end, the companies that actually produce these cutting tools. And what we did is two things. We standardized the data definition. That means what is the data representation of various cutting tools that are produced. And of course, as usual with standards, you have to give some basics and definitions. And then you can define the individual products like milling cutters, drills, reamers. We are going into more details, as usually standardization takes quite some time. And to give you a just really short impression, if you have a cutting edge contour, that usually means you have to provide various lengths in a coordinate system, including radius. And the important thing is that you name it identically for everything you do, because then you really enable easy setup of this data communication between the milling, between the grinding and the measurement machines. Once you have defined all these nice data to describe the critical parameters of your product, the second thing is you need to facilitate the actual data exchange. That means what is the interface and what is the payload to transport this data back and forth between the measuring machine and the production machine. And for this, we relied on an established technology that some of you might know. This is OPC-UA. And of course, as we also represent the connectivity initiative Umati, we already implemented that in Umati, so it's ready to show, ready to use. And of course, I only could give a really small impression into what's going on here. So the invitation is see us and see all of our partners at GrindingHub, and then we can discuss in detail how this might work out for you, either because you're a producer of the kind of machinery that is addressed here, or because you're a maker of this kind of machinery. We are looking forward to seeing you. Thanks for having us, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much. We'll continue with Christoph Müller of Dr. Kaiser Diamantwerkzeuge GmbH. Hello from Celle, Lower Saxony. I'm Christoph Müller. I'm head of sales of Dr. Kaiser Diamantwerkzeuge. This is my second year as head of sales. I'm actually coming from application. You might have met me from different meetings. I have three interesting things for you today. First of all, is systematic thinking and not individual components. What do we think that is? We try to show that in the background. We are known for our dressing material. You might know us from our spindle systems, our diamond wear protection, and we use it together with the application of the customer, and we make things work. And this is also our motto for the Grinding Hub in Hall 7, what we'll present. Synergy effects for products, not only single components, but the entire package, the entire bigger picture. And of course, we've expanded on that because one important thing is our new strategic partnership between Dr. Kaiser and Continental Diamond Tools from New Haven, and it's short CTT. So first of all, it's a great benefit. It's a sales partner in Northern America, Mexico, United States, and Canada. And despite the framework and the environment that we have, it's still a growth market for us. That gives us a lot of benefit. It's strategic and it's interesting. If you want to come visit us at Grinding Hub, if you listen to me now, we can offer complementary products. For example, large diameters of galvanic discs or large diameters for a hybrid disc, for example, and it could be double plane grinders, ceramic applications for the further processing. And we have those products in Hall 7A 57 in May. But let's go back to the tools, which is a sustainable eco change system. What does that mean? In the grinding industry, we all have the pressure to be more efficient, especially in the DACH region, production costs, other costs. So we all need to optimize our processes. And as shown in the background, you can do that with our ideal tools, but we also identified a group that we further developed. So sustainability is an important factor. We have an eco tool set that I can present to you. We also focus on that on our exhibition stand. It is a dressing tool. It's a dressing disc that we have and an exchange tool. And the special thing is it's three parts. The golden part is the diamond coating, and then I have a clamping and a bear function. Thank you very much. I welcome Marie-Sophie Meyer of Adalbert Haas GmbH. Hello, everyone. Marie Meyer, manager of Adalbert Haas. I hope you can see my video, or the past years clearly showed Grinding Hub is a great event. Grinding Hub is a point of truth. We talk about high precision, but we usually work on a guessing standard. Machines are running, we produce products, but decisions are made based on habits and gut feeling. And every day we generate valuable data and we don't use the data. Know-how is in the heads, but it's not available in systems. That's not a detailed problem. It just exploits the German industry. That's why our message is clear. Awake, automate, accelerate. Awake is clarity, transparency, understanding the market, and strategic know-how. It means making decisions visible. Lots of critical decisions are still based on habit and gut feeling and experience. Processes are running, but they can't always be reproduced. They can't always be scaled and not always be scalable. Awake means to look closely. Where are deviations? Where does it depend on one person? And where do we not use process knowledge? Because something that can't be seen can't be scaled. Automate. Automate means efficiency, scalability, and operative know-how. And it's the logic consequence from Awake. Automation does not replace the human being, it just conserves knowledge. And experience is translated into standardized systems and sensors in closed loops. Individual know-how becomes a looped process, and good processes can be repeated, and excellent processes are automized. And that comes to accelerate. Accelerate stands for dynamic market penetration and benefits, not as a standalone project, but as a result. If you don't have to start over from scratch, you are faster, you are more serious, more stable in serious production, you can learn faster. Acceleration is not a talent, it's a system. Awake, automate, accelerate. This is our promise to the industry. It's not buzzwords, it's not future, it's a clear, honest answer to the reality of today. We wake up, we systemize, and we speed, we accelerate. And our best cases in Hall 10 show us how and show you how. It's very good. We have dental machinery, we do grinding, profile grinding, circumferential grinding, laser grinding with a setup time below 10 seconds. We have good series. We have complex high performance, we have maximum process stability, and we have an automation technology that's very flexible. 3 minutes are over. I'll complete my sentence. The platform for highly precise manufacturing in one clamping, fully automated and fully safe for today, to tomorrow, and forever. Thank you. And now Michael Egeter of Kellenberger, Switzerland AG. Welcome. I hope you can hear me. My name is Egeter. I'm a system developer of Kellenberger in Switzerland, and I am responsible for hardware and software developments. And then later on, you'll receive a handout in writing after my presentation, my pitch, and we invite you to come to our booth. Kellenberger has more than 100 years of experience when it comes to precision. Kellenberger was founded in 1917, and we have super precision, and our experience dates back to 1890. We do grinding solutions, but also internal and external cylindrical grinding and coordinate grinding. We want to be precise, and we want our customers to think in new dimensions. At the spotlight, at the fair, this is what our future looks like. We'll present the new grinding solution with K8. K8 has a very good price service ratio, is highly precise, and is rather simple and not very complex. So it focuses on smaller and medium-sized companies, and it focuses on customers that can do training on K8. It's a machine that we have in the exhibition stand, and it has all the features of a grinding machine. We'll sell it and distribute it, and it'll be highly reliable. We'll also cast a spotlight on our platform solution. That's the big sister of K8. It's K10. And in 2026, we have K10. It has clearly more functions and it is easy to configure. And the price is very interesting. The new functions has an interface to automate new heads, new axis functions, new sensors, and an added blue solution for surfaces and finishes. We'll also show our K1000 premium flagship machines for grinding internal and external cylindrical grinding. Wuma 1000 holds a patent as well. And we have K100 machines, platforms of advanced all-rounders. It is very flexible and it focuses on flexibility. This is Kellenberger, and we would love to present that to you. You find us in Hall 10D60. Thank you for your insight. Now I look forward to Theophil Hoffmann of 39. Hello, welcome. Can you all hear me? Looks good. Wonderful. My name is Theophil Hoffmann. I am sales manager of 39, and it's important to know 39 is focused on oil mist elimination and improves air quality, workplace safety. And 39 was founded in 2003 in Sweden and holds more than 100 patents. And worldwide, we have sold more than 18,000 systems. For over 2 decades, we offer solutions and we showcase APC, which is our newest generation of oil separators. 39 Technologies focus on oil mist separators, and it's a new technology with added benefits. It's not a cyclone, a rotating filter, or a centrifuge. It is disk stack technology. And therefore, we can actually separate 99.9% and we can feed it back into the system. It has a cleaning in place system, and the separating makes filter uses, lowers filter uses, and it reduces maintenance and also cleaning. It's suitable for use on cutters and grinders, and due to the stack technology, it can already exhaust and separate particles. So we have cleaner air, lower waste, and lower maintenance costs and lower operating costs. We help you to be more sustainable, to lower your costs, and support the health of your staff. This is our support for sustainable clean air. We have our platform with a brand new software control, and Apex series has better performance, better monitoring, better forecasts for maintenance. So 39 offers disk stack technology. It's flexible for oil mist on all applications such as bus, milling, grinding, everything, regardless of the material, whether it's metal or ceramics. And it reduces maintenance, reduces operating costs, and is a self-cleaning system. So the device will always stay clean on the inside, a high degree of separation, plus backflow into the machine, closed loop into the machine, and which reduces also bacteria or biofilms. The system is very robust when it comes to particles or lubricants, and the installation is fairly simple and very flexible. 3 minutes are over. I welcome you to Hall 10. Thank you very much. Next is Dr. Stefan Scholte of Agathon. Hello, everyone. I'll talk about the two aspects of precision. My name is Stefan Scholze of Agathon AG. I am CTO. Our company develops and manufactures precision machine tools for over 100 years in Switzerland. And today we focus on machines for laser and grinding processing of tools made of hard and super hard materials. At the Grinding Hub, we will be showcasing our new precision laser and our new peripheral grinding machine. This laser really is state of the art, and the grinding machine is state of the art production. The NOVA laser stands for complete laser machining. In other words, cutting edges, chamfer, chip breaker, complete machining in one single clamping. It offers 6-axis laser machining of materials such as PCD, PCBN, ceramics, and carbide and hard metals. It's ready to go. In other words, it's all integrated. Material handling, vision, measuring probe, extraction, everything is integrated. You can just start. It runs on very good field tests for several months. It's reliable, it's stable, it produces day and night, and it is ready to be sold. The second innovation that we show is Dome Pure. It's very economic when it comes to grinding. Not every task needs a revolution. Dome Pure reduces complexity and reduces costs. It's an excellent machine for grinding at the chamfer and the circumference. It's the newest control generation. We have direct drives and the price is very attractive. It stands for simplicity, precision, and is beneficial. The field tests are concluded, and we will start selling the machine with the grinding hub. Agathon, come to Hall 9 and see the two sides of precision. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Scholze. And Joachim Jeckel, Anker Europe, is next. That's better. Hello, everyone. I'm Jako Heckel. I'm marketing responsible for Anka Europe at GmbH. I don't think I have to introduce Anka. We are a specialist of grinding machines from Australia with more than 50 years of experience. We claim, hope rightly claim that we have innovations, the software, first simulation for grinding linear machines, and currently with automation of existing systems and further development of existing systems. And of course, we understood and we learned that innovation is only possible if it goes hand in hand with the customers. So including stakeholders from the market and understanding the feedback and the challenges. And currently the challenges are big and they are very negative. I'm at the fair show in Bologna and the atmosphere is positive. And I think the atmosphere at Grinding Hub will be positive as well. But still, challenges are cost, pressure, raw materials. The demand is bad, dynamic markets, applications, also shifts, automotive industry, and then, of course, a lack of skilled workers. And we thought for Grinding Hub, we will present and give answers to those challenges. And I would like to name a few. Cost pressure, also batch costs, and we have the smallest series that will present and includes complete functions. In other words, the peripheral grinding radius, and then also the cutting edge in itself. And this is integrated into the smallest batch machine. The second one is dynamic market applications. We have one example, which is our MX7. This is our most famous machine with a software package for disks. So it's a package that works well, but it's further development for to be faster and to be better. So that's interesting. We have an interesting live demo at the trade fair. Then we look at quality. Of course, we want to reduce waste, especially when the material is expensive. And I also want to increase timing. And we present our EPX5 machine, which has surface finish and treatment, and it can reduce downtimes. And we have very interesting results and things to show you. And Last but not least, you need to automate and become more digitized. And only once you are, you will master all the challenges. We'll show our AIM system and the solution of our modular AIMS Connect. Thank you very much. 3 minutes are over. Thank you very much for that last pitch. And now GrindingHub Preview 2026 comes to an end. We welcome you to Stuttgart May 2nd to May 5th. We'll send the press release, we'll send around the recording, and thank you so much for participating and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much.